Hello and welcome to another episode of Coffee with the County Local Voices. Today I am with Teresa Smude, who is the Executive Director for the HRA, Housing and Redevelopment Authority, here at Aitkin County. Hello, Teresa.
Hello.
And how are you doing today?
I am doing great.
It's a little warmer today than it has been. So.
Yes, sun is shining.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day.
So we'll get right into it. Executive Director for the HRA. That's very fancy.
Yes.
Where and how did you find that job?
So I had worked at the Brainerd HRA for 18 years. At the end, I was the housing manager and held that position for quite a while. The prior executive director of the Aitkin County HRA reached out to me and said she was going to be retiring and would I like to apply for the position. So I did that. I applied and came to a board meeting, met the board, eventually was hired.
And it's all been rainbows and unicorns since that day, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So how long has it been?
I have been, in April, it will be 7 years.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I came in
Time's
April
really
of
flying.
19. So
Very nice.
yes, time has flown very fast.
Yeah.
Things have gone at a very fast pace.
Executive director, a little bit different than what you were doing. It's more, it's like the whole thing instead of just that one focus area.
Correct. In Brainerd, I was just in charge of managing the properties that we owned and or managed, along with the Crosby HRA. We managed the Crosby HRA, so I was responsible for overseeing the housing management of the Crosby HRA also.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's interesting that you come over 2019 you mentioned, brand new position, and then we roll into some kind of pandemic and all the rules change for everything that you had going on.
It was brutal. When I came here, I made multiple changes that needed to be changed according to HUD guidelines. And that's where we do get our funding from for our public housing. And then the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was really rough.
I can
but
understand.
We made it through it.
There it is. It's 2026. And
Yep. And
we're
we are
through
doing great.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of positive things about the development part, your existing properties and things like that. You're doing a lot of upgrade and those type of things.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about first. Where are and how many are there locations for the HRA?
Okay, we have 145 public housing units. We have 60 units, the Mary Hill Apartments here in Aitkin.
Okay.
We have the Pioneer Villa, which is a 30-unit apartment building in McGregor. We also have 13 scattered site houses in McGregor. We have a 30-unit apartment building in Hill City, the Hill Lake Manor, and we have 12 scattered site houses in Hill City. We also have the Village Apartments, which is 16 units here in Aitkin that are for the elderly and disabled, and those are funded by the USDA.
So when you say Aitkin County HRA, it's Aitkin County. You're all over it, and that's a lot of properties. I bet you many people don't know that's the amount of properties that you are responsible for overseeing.
That is very true. When people hear about us from Aitkin, they think just Mary Hill.
Yeah.
When I'm in Hill City, they think it's just the manor, the Hill Lake Manor. So we have a wide range.
Yeah. And you had mentioned, and I had been hearing, there's a lot of improvements being made on the buildings themselves. Do you want to highlight a couple of those things that you're thinking that has been done?
I would. Which I'm really proud of, in 2020, I applied for and we received $561,700 in a forgivable loan through the POHP program. POHP is publicly owned housing program. So it's a forgivable loan, and as long as the property remains affordable. as long as it remains public housing.
Yeah.
You don't have to make any payment. Sure, should we sell, then that loan would need to be paid back. So that was through an RFP process that we applied for that, and we're granted those funds in 2020. And those funds were to replace all the fire systems, fire doors, and to create ADA entrances on our Pioneer Villa building in McGregor and the Hill Lake Manor in Hill City. Because of COVID and the shutdown, that project got delayed for quite a while. I don't believe we finished up with it until about 2023. We had Northtown Construction did the construction for those projects. They did amazing. The whole entrances, mailboxes, and everything were replaced. In 2024, I applied again for funding and was awarded $1.2 million to replace the boilers at Mary Hill, Pioneer Villa, and Hill Lake Manor.
Wow.
And that was awarded to our local contractor, Lundberg Plumbing and Heating.
Okay.
That project is we're about 99% complete. Then I threw my hat in the ring and applied one more time and was awarded $232,000 to replace the roofs of our houses in McGregor.
Okay.
Which are failing.
Yeah,
So,
that's a huge amount of, you mentioned how many in McGregor again?
13
houses.
2, 3, and 4 bedrooms.
Yeah, that is just crazy that
Yeah.
there's that many houses that are under your jurisdiction, right? Not
Yes.
crazy because it's HRA, but crazy because that's a huge amount of work that you guys have to do. I suppose your maintenance guy gets a lot of work to do.
We have 2 full-time maintenance and we have 2 part-time maintenance.
Okay.
So we make it work.
You make it work. And you mentioned, which I think is important, that you have applied for funding. You go out for grants. You do things like that to gain additional dollars because there's no, I want to get the words right, but there's no real influx of money coming to the HRA other than what you go out and try to get. Would that be correct?
We do get operating funds through
Okay.
Housing and Urban Development, through HUD, but those funds are specifically restricted to public housing.
Okay.
So the 145 units we have, that's where the money has to stay. We get operating funds. We also we collect tenant rents, so
Sure.
tenant portion of rents. And then we do get capital fund money to do capital improvements. So all of these POHP loans that we've had, we have had to leverage a portion of our capital funds towards those projects.
Yeah.
So in addition to the money that we got on this forgivable loan through the POHP program, we did have to leverage funds for these. But we don't receive any unrestricted funds at this point. We did also just apply for and received a grant to administer the Bring It Home voucher program. Through the state of Minnesota. We are just launching that right now, today.
Nice.
February 2nd.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I failed to say that we also administered 35 housing choice vouchers in Aitkin and Mille Lacs County.
Okay.
This Bring It Home program, it's another 27 vouchers for Aitkin and Mille Lacs. And with this program, we will receive our administration fees that we get. A portion of that will be able to be as unrestricted funds. It's not enough to do anything with, really.
So the unrestricted funds is what the redevelopment part would come from, right? If you're doing any work around redevelopment or things like that in our county, the money that's received from we'll call them the restricted funds, right? Those have to go towards what we already know about. Unrestricted funds, if there were any, could go for redevelopment and things like that, right? And
Correct.
Nothing is easy.
No.
because it's hard to find different sources of dollars out there to continue redevelopment, and I know that you guys have done a great job over there. You yourself have done a great job at trying to find those different financial sources and reaching out to them and finding ways to get further along with that plan. I had the opportunity, and thank you for that, to be part of a stakeholder session where you had a technical assistance group come in and talk to us about what our housing story looks like here in Aitkin County and some recommendations for how we can make that better. And that came also through a grant that you applied for and
Correct.
succeeded.
Received. Yes.
So I'm thinking two things. I can't wait to see the future work on that grant project that I was able to be a part of. And two, if I'm going to apply for any grants at Aitkin County, I'm going to have Teresa involved because she seems to have the luck of the draw on those things.
I try really hard, and I work really hard at it.
Yeah.
It's not simple.
Yeah.
And I have been, though, I do have to be honest, I have been denied. I did apply for funds to replace all the windows in one of our apartment buildings, and I did not receive that because that building had already received 2 grants. So, but, there's always next year.
Yeah, there you go. See, never give up.
Never.
I can tell you from experience, grant writing is not an easy thing to do.
No,
so
it's not.
I can feel for you at that point of having to do all of those to find those dollars.
And I had never applied for one before taking this position.
See, rainbows and unicorns, that's what we have.
That's where we're at in Aitkin County.
There you go. Well, before I let you go, Teresa, do you have any top priorities that the HRA is working on other than what we just talked about that comes to mind? Not to put you on the spot.
No, I really, really want to develop and or rehab housing. Aitkin County needs housing. We need workforce housing. We need affordable housing. We need housing. I would love to see more 55 plus developments happen within this Aitkin County. We have a lot of people that are aging out of their homes, and rather than lose them to other counties, if we had housing for them, we could keep them here. And our board is amazing and very supportive of us moving forward and trying to find new initiatives and new ways of developing and or rehabbing blighted properties and get them back on the tax roll.
Yeah, that gives a unique opportunity for us here in Aitkin County and the HRA, and hopefully we can all work together to get that done. I really, truly appreciate what you and your staff have done.
Thank you.
Over the years that you have been there. I hear quite improved things that go on out there in our world of talking people.
Yes. Thank you.
And I would just encourage you to keep up that fight. I love your attitude. Never give up. We'll just keep working towards making housing even more.
Thank you. And before we sign off, I do just want to say, too, I have an amazing staff. They keep us going, and they keep it so I am available to try new things, and they're supportive of everything that I do.
Well, all the best to them, and all the best to you, Teresa. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Yes, that's Teresa Smude. She's the Executive Director of the Housing and Redevelopment Authority here in Aitkin County, and you're listening to Coffee with the County.